dollars. Blow minds full time like a Rhodes Scholar. Suit up, armor like a Mo Rider. Glowed up, I drop jaws, make it say ah. Become a legend. I'm gonna show you how to live a life to 10. I'm gonna show you how can we become a legend. I'm gonna show you how we're gonna win the crown.
Hey there, miners. Rusty coming at you with another Sixleaf design or video, and this video is brought to you by Sixleaf and Tangly, my buddy Tang. Tang emailed me and asked me if I wanted this Sixleaf SL-16. It was a customer return. It was in the United States, and so I said sure. So here we are. The model's SL-16. It's in 390. It goes on Amazon for about 120 bucks. I can tell you that whoever had this before used it a little more than I would be if I was going to send a knife back. And I can tell you that because I can see on the blade coating. And here's a Sixleaf button lock, and we don't have that kind of wear. They have very nice, I like the way the blades look on these. And this one is the SL-18. And it's a button lock with micarta. So check out the video on that one. Run you about 45 bucks. So let's get into this one. This has about a 2.78 inch blade, I want to say. It's in M390, and I do believe that steel is done well. And again, the edge came kind of a little bit warped up because whoever had this was probably giving her a good workout. And I did hone it on ceramic strop, and then ceramic stone, and then I stropped it on some leather here. I wonder if I got that burr off right there. Okay, maybe not. Maybe I'd like a little more, but we'll see how she cuts. Remember, this is not the factory edge. They do a great job, in my opinion. Sixleaf does. Here we go. Little far side. Every afternoon, a sugar cube dealer would slowly cruise the corral looking for customers. All right. That's kind of like the knife guys. All right. And how do we cut paper there? Yeah. I can feel a little hang up somewhere right in there, but it is getting through. So one thing I do like about this, it's very thin. I actually used this knife today. I carried it. It carries very nice in the pocket. And I just got it yesterday, but it's a small size. Remember, this is about 2.78 inches, about a 3 inch. So it's probably maybe looking at about 6 inches overall. We'll get the this one out here. I think about a 3 inch blade. So that's what we're looking at between those two. But this one feels smaller, and just the way this knife, it's very wide blade or tall blade there. I have used it to draw cut. I used it to cut some cardboard actually just about an hour ago. And it works well. Let's give her the foam peanut test. Yes. So what we can see here, it's sharp, okay? I bet you this thing had a polished edge from the factory. You guys can see that. And I bet you, and I do have one more knife that's M390 from Tang. And if check out the phone book test. That thing was a beautiful, beautiful edge, and it cuts really well. So let's get back to this knife. It's milled inside. Let's see if I can show you that. Hard to do. I think. Oh shoot! I thought I had a flashlight with me. There you can see a little bit right there. And yeah, a little bit there. You guys can kind of see there how that's milled. So we've got a couple squares on both sides here. Lanyard, backspacer with jimping. Here is your button lock. So when you push that in, okay, it comes around and that's how it locks. Okay, so when you go like so, what we got here is we need to push down and then it releases the knife. I think, so this other piece here is a blade stop for coming around this way. So the blade is going to hit right in this area. You can see it's machined to stop your blade right there. You can touch it. I'm not worried about it. It's not a flipper knife. We got a nice titanium backspacer. We have dual thumb studs. This one did come with some blade play and a little bit of squeak in the bearings. And I just dropped a little KPL in there and I tightened it up on this side. I would say it's a free spinning pivot, but I really didn't get this side to spin. So I just tightened this. It seems like it's really fine threaded pivot screw there. And I'm loving the action on this. And I'll go over that. That button is much, much easier to depress than this button. Okay, this one, look at it. It's a little, I'm pressing. There we go. But this has a nice drop. And this has nice action. And I really like the blade shape and design on this as well. Well, there's your pocket clip, rather deep carry. You know, this is a nice knife. If you're going to actually, I'm going to end up using this one because it came looking like it was kind of used there. Ergos, I'm in love. About 3 and just like this quarter finger, but that allows you to make it feel like it's not gonna move out of your hand. And then I like, you guys know how I like how you can adjust this knife. You get a pinch grip up here. You can switch it around. Real easy, just real agile in your hand. So let's get out another common. So when I got my Sixleaf here, you know, I compared these two. So they're pretty comparable. And even this button. And the same thing on both of these I don't like. And that is the button. When you push down, you never know when it's going to drop. You have to push with your thumb to get that all the way. So what they've got, the same thing on here, you might not be able to see it, is just a little area that's drilled out. And this one you're maybe not going to see. Yeah. That's how your button is working on here. One thing that concerns me, look how thin this is. Okay, so when your button, I mean, this one makes room for your button. And this one isn't. And now on the Sixleaf, same thing. So that button gets pushed inside here, right? But this micarta is much thicker than this G10. And I'm always worried there is not a lot of material right here. So I don't know, it must not be a problem. We'd hear about it, Civivi and the Cogent. Not a lot of people, enough people bought those. All right, guys, you don't get to see this one very often. Just so you know, Tucson and Sixleaf are not from the same company. I got that from Tang Li. I've talked to him about this about a year ago, and we've, it's in my videos. I've done on this. So SL, this is Rattlesnake. He did design for Tucson. This is a Tucson TS313. It's also an M390. It's a night morning design. There's the maker's mark. It's got milled titanium. It's got speed holes drilled in it. It's got a titanium pocket clip. It does not have milling on the inside because the milling's done right here for lightning. There is your button lock. You may or may not like it. And there's how a button lock works on this one. Push it in. Blade swings free. That's the blade stop over here. One hell of a detent. And if we can show that, that is where your blade lockup goes. Boom. Okay, that button pops out. Jimping here. Super thumb studs. This is a monster compared to this Sixleaf, and they're a little bit, they're in the same league in that they're titanium and M390, but this one will range anywhere. This is up to I've seen this go for that $200 to $400 range. It's on multi-row bearings. I have been able to finger flick this. And I'll tell you what, it is a super strong detent on this knife. So it's pretty much a monster when we compare the two. As far as, I don't carry this one. It's a Safe Queen. Was the first Tucson's first button lock. By the way, this is, yeah. In theory here, SL-16 comes before the SL-18. So, I'm not sure. I know this one was released a little earlier, but this one, it would be their first button lock. So consider that, guys. Tucson started out, they were selling knives for $45. If we go back, they were doing the number TS 1s, 2s, 3s. I don't even know. I remember maybe some 9s. A 16 is real popular. And now they're getting up to hundreds of dollars. And if you have any early models, goodness gracious, kind of name your price. So my dog's ticked at me again. Hang in there. Hang in there, guys. Okay, and we're back. And so what I was saying is, these Tucsons, again, this is up to the 313. If Sixleaf follows suit, this may be a real keeper. If you are a knife user, I do believe this knife's done well. If you are a knife collector, this has real potential to maybe double, triple in value. And if you are a knife enthusiast, it's hard not to get excited about this. Hopefully you're a Rattlesnake designer fan. Much better on this button than the Civivi, much better than this SL-14. And I took and tightened this down almost as tight as it would go, and then backed it off just a quarter of a thread. I mean a smidge, and that's what we're looking at right here. So very nice. This one, maybe that's multi-row, and that sucker just boom. So I don't believe this is multi-row bearings, but all right, we're done, guys. Thanks for your time.